In this tutorial, you are going to be adding an animation to an image. So actually you can do it to an image or a video, whatever you want. So go ahead now, start off by finding an image or a video. You guys know me, I love volleyball. So I'm going to find an image of volleyball. Once you find your image that you're going to use, go ahead and put it in your track. Remember, try to stick with one main track. My main track, sometimes it just happens naturally when you're building your video. But for this video, my main track has pretty much been text one track. So I'm not sure. I'm assuming yours is probably too. But go ahead, whatever your main track is, add your media to that track. All right, go ahead. Once your media is in there, double click it to open the editing options. And you're going to come here to the animation option. So basically what an animation is it adds a little bit of spice to your image or your video. So instead of it just sitting on the screen in one position, you're going to give it a starting position and size and an ending position and size on the screen. And it's going to travel basically from start point to the end point throughout the duration of the clip. So I'm going to start off. I'm going to have my animation go from left to right. So my clip goes from the left side of the screen to the right side of the screen. So I just kind of reduce the size of my clip a little bit to 0.65. You are going to want to remember that number if your clip is going to stay the same size. Notice right now we are on the starting position. So we're telling it right now, where do we want the clip to start, size and location on the screen. And I'm going to have mine travel from left to right. So I'm going to go ahead over here. You know me, I like to eyeball things. So I kind of want this to stay in the center of the screen, and I want it to just float across the screen from one side to the next. And I want it in the middle. So I'm just going to look up here and down here and kind of eyeball it and determine like if that's about the right amount of space. But if you really want to be sure, you can always hit this little grid guy right here, and that will help you see, maybe kind of see a little bit better how even or equal your margins are. So that is an option if you want to use that. So now I have picked my size of my image, which is 0.65. And now the X and Y axis, this is just like your math class and your coordinate grid. Hopefully you know by now that your X axis is horizontal. So that goes from left to right on the screen. And your Y axis is vertical, up and down. I don't want my image going up and down at all. I just want it going straight across the screen. So that means because it's going straight across the screen, it's going down the X axis. So those values will be changing. I don't want it going up and down at all. My Y values, therefore, will not be changing. So I am now going to look at the Y values here. That's 189. So these are the two numbers I'm looking at, the size and the value of the Y. So that when I go to choose the end position, instead of kind of guessing and just trying to get it right, I'll know the exact location where I want it to go and the exact size. So I'm going to hit end position. I'm going to change this back to that 0.65. So the size will remain the same. And now I'm going to put my Y values the same, which I already forget, 189. So I'm going to put it kind of close to where I think it should go. But then notice if I was just eyeballing it, you should see that, and I'm going to purposely do this. Let's say I'm like, yeah, that's about right. It should be going straight across the screen. I can hit this back button and watch it, and you'll notice it does kind of drift up some. I didn't do that intentionally. Well, I did, but let's pretend like I didn't. So instead, if you want to get it exact every time, that's where you would type in that Y value, which was, for me, was the 189. Then I've got the right size. I've got the right ending position. And now if I watch it, you should see it go wee across the screen. So again, the animation just gives you, makes your clips a little more fun, a little more dynamic instead of just sitting stagnant on the screen. So you can go left to right, you can go diagonal, you can go right to left. There's so many things you can do here. You can also do, sometimes I'll go like I'm going to put it in the middle now. And maybe I'll go like big to small or small to big. So I'm going to start off with smaller. This is where your grid does help. So I can kind of hit this and know that I am in the middle of the screen by eyeballing it, putting it in the middle of the screen. So that's going to be my starting position. And then my ending position, I'm going to click that. And I'm going to put it back in the middle of the screen. And I'm going to increase the size some. Whoop. And then again, just kind of use the grid to eyeball it and see that the image is centered as good as I can. And then when I'm ready, I can kind of check it to see what that looks like. Whee! Okay. Go ahead and add an animation. And then if you want to have a little bit of fun, let's check out what this blurred background does. I'm going to add that on, see how that looks in an animation. Yeah, that's kind of cool. All right. Well, I just did the blurred background for fun. So if you want to do that, you can. If not, no biggie. Go ahead now, add your animation, and then when you're done, like always, make sure that you save it. Okay, that's it for this one.